Those were the days. Autumn 2002, and things were still looking good for the Social Democrats. Alongside the Greens, they enjoyed a comfortable majority in the Bundestag. But it all changed when Chancellor Gerhard Schröder introduced the biggest set of social reforms in German history. And the Social Democratic Party hasn't recovered since. Nonetheless, Schröder is adamant the reforms were necessary.
If you carry out such reforms, you reduce your chances for re-election, but leadership means being aware of this.
Summer 2002. Unemployment levels reach record highs and the economy hits rock bottom. Schröder decides to take the plunge. He and Volkswagen manager Peter Hartz came up with a concept to get Germany back on its feet.
When reforms are necessary, it's important to make quick decisions. The positive impact only becomes clear 3 or 4 years later. That creates a gap, a time gap, in which democratic politics can collapse, and during which each state parliament election becomes a small Bundestag election, as it happened with us.
The SPD started losing. First the state elections, then the European elections, and then the Bundestag elections. And each defeat worse than the last. Schröder imposed a kill or cure remedy. Above all, stimulus measures like job centre reforms and continuing education schemes. That left less money for the unemployed. Those unwilling to take on a poorly paid job were threatened with Hartz IV, a stripped-down form of unemployment benefit. Agenda 2010 was nothing like traditional social democratic policy. The SPD's credibility came under fire.
This had to do with the fact that one aspect of Agenda 2010 stimulation was very tangible, but the other aspect wasn't promoted as much, or at least the voters didn't understand it as well. In terms of communication, things also went badly wrong. This certainly all contributed to the lack of credibility.
Mass protests erupted all over Germany, organised by trade unions. Many SPD members also thought Hartz IV was unfair. Ottmar Schreiner was an outspoken opponent of Schröder's right from the start and continues to criticise the reforms today.
Hartz IV means that we have a much bigger low-wage sector today. More and more often, people can't live from their work and are dependent on supplementary benefits. This doesn't exist anywhere else in Europe.
Thousands of party members no longer identified with the Social Democrats and left. Some switched allegiances to the new Left Party, which also garnered important votes. Another consequence of the Hartz reforms.
It's never going to be a favorite SPD policy, and that means its successes can't be praised so loudly either.
In 2005, unemployment figures rose instead of falling, and things got a bit lonely for Schröder. And then the CDU won the Bundestag elections. It's been reaping the benefits of the reform ever since.
I would like to thank Chancellor Schröder for having the courage and determination to push the doors open and adapt our social system to the new era, despite all the resistance.
The ex-Chancellor thinks his successor ought to carry on.
I still think reforms are necessary. What we did wasn't the be-all, end-all of things. It'll be interesting to see if this government is able to push on.
The pension system, immigration policy, education all need a revamp. And Germany needs a government that isn't afraid of implementing painful reforms, even if they cost votes.